Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our second session for data interpretation. In this session, we will be discussing a problem, a set of problem in fact, uh, based on pie chart, right? But before we proceed further, I would just suggest you do revise the basic sessions of percentage, ratio and proportion, averages, and you should be aware of digital root concept also that I have already discussed in my calculation sessions. So unless until you are clear with all of these topics, it will be really difficult for you to understand the time saving techniques in data interpretation, right? Friends, I just have a quick revision of percentage to fraction and fraction to percentage conversion. So you can just refresh it, right? So let's take it. First of all, we will discuss when the numerator is 1, what is with the various denominators. First of all, let's take 1, that is 100%, 1 by 2, 50%, 1 by 3, 33.33%, 1 by 4, 25%, 1 by 5, 20%, 1 by 6, 16.67%, 1 by 7, 14 point, around 14% you can say, 1 by 8, half of 1 by 4 is 1 by 8, that is half of 25, that is 12.5%. Then 1 by 9 is 11% around, 1 by 10 is 10%, 1 by 11 is around 9%, 1 by 12 is 8.3%, 1 by 13 is around 7.6%. That up to 1 by 20 you should be knowing, right? 1 by 14, that is half of 1 by 7. So if 1 by 7 is 14%, then 1 by 14 will be half of that, that is around 7%, right? Similarly, 1 by 15, that is one third of 20% you can say, because 1 by 5, one third of 1 by 5 is this 20%, right? So it is 6.66%. Then 1 by 16 is half of 1 by 8, that is half of 12.5, that is 6.25%. Similarly, 1 by 17 is around 6%, because 17 6 are 102, so it's around 6%. Similarly, 1 by 18, that is half of 1 by 9, so around 5.5%. Then 1 by 19 will be around 5.2%, and 1 by 20 will be half of 1 by 10, that is 5%, right? So this much you should be aware of, and that should be in your on your tips, right? Now after that, suppose you are given any other denominator except 1, then what you can do, suppose you have to calculate 2 by 3. So 1 by 3 you know, so 2 by 3 will be just double of that, that is 66.67%. So if similarly, if 1 by 4 is given to you, you can calculate 3 by 4. So 1 by 4 is 25%, that means 3 by 4 is 75%. Similarly, if you are given 1 by 5, that is 20%, that means 2 by 5 is 40%. So the calculation will be on your tips, right? If you just aware of this much information, right? Similarly, if you know what 1 by 13 is, that is 7.6%. So what 2 by 13, 2 by 13 will be just double of that. So it's around 15 point something percent, because in data interpretation, you are never asked, or you are hardly asked about the accurate calculation. Most of the questions are based on approximation. So do not go for any sort of mugging up of the calculation. You just try to get an around idea, right? Similarly, 1 by 11 is 9%. So 2 by 11 will be around 18%. Okay. Apart from that, 1 by 17 is 6%. So 2 by 17 will be 12%. 3 by 17 will be around 18%, right? So you should be having an around idea, right? So for that, you should be knowing at least from 1 by 1 to 1 by 20, right? After that, the multipliers can be calculated in moments. Okay. And apart from that, you should be knowing vice versa also. That is 100% is 1, 50% is half, 33.33% is 1 by 3, 25% is 1 by 4, because that will also be required, right? So if you know all these things, the data interpretation will be really an easy task for you to achieve, right? Now further, next thing is comparison of fractions, that is comparison of proper fractions, right? So I have already discussed this technique, but just a quick recap let's have over here. Suppose we have a fraction 3 by 4 and I have a fraction maybe 15 by 17. Now if I have to make the comparison which one is bigger, you just go for a cross multiplication, right? This into this you should write over here, that is 51, and this into this you should write over here, that is 4 into 15, 60, right? So 60 is bigger definitely, so 15 by 17 will be greater than 3 by 4, right? So this is what the cross multiplication method. Apart from that, we had discussed one more technique, that suppose I have three fractions, say 41 by 51, 31 by 41, and maybe 17 by 22, right? Suppose we have this sort of three fractions. Now, if you are not able to quickly cross multiply the things, or if the data are a bit bigger, though you can get an approximate idea of the calculation, but then also just listen to me carefully. See, here the difference between denominator and numerator is 10. Here the difference is 10, right? So if the difference between numerator and denominator is same, that means the fraction which is having higher numerator will be higher. So from these two, this will be higher, right? 41 by 51 will be greater than 31 by 41, right? Now the third case, here we see the difference between these two is 5. Here the difference between these two is 10. Now what? You can make this difference as 10 by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2, right? Since we are multiplying and dividing the fraction with the same number, so finally there is no change in the value. But the comparison will be, to make comparison will be easier task, right? So it is 34 by 44. Now the difference between numerator and denominator in all the three cases is same. Now we can easily make the comparison which one is the greatest and which one is the least, right? So this is the greatest, then this, right? So you can easily arrange them in ascending or descending order, right? Apart from this, we have discussed digital root concept also. An application of the digital root concept we will be discussing while solving the problems, but you should be aware of that, and unit digit calculation. Now friends, let's take up our first question on data interpretation. I'm taking a pie diagram over here. The question says, at a sweet shop, 250 kilograms of various types of sweets are sold per day. The total amount collected is 25450, right? Now we are given the two pie diagrams over here. This pie diagram is a breakup of weight, that is 250 kilogram, and this pie diagram is breakup of the total cost that is given to us over here. It is 25450, that is 25,450 rupees. Now what exactly this data is showing, right? See, out of total weight 250 kilogram, 2% was milk cake, 24% was pinni, 8% was burfi, laddu was 20%, kalakand was 10%, and rasgulla was 36%, right? That is the total of all this is 250 kilogram, right? That is what this pie diagram is actually conveying, right? Now here the total cost is 25450, that is 25,450 rupees. Now burfi makes up 12% of that, kalakand 17%, milk cake 2%, penny 28%, rasgulla 25%, and laddu 16%, right? So just for an example, 2% of 250 kilogram was milk cake, that is out of the total weight 250 kilogram, milk cake was 2%. So what is 2% of 250 kilogram? That is 5 kilogram. And what is the cost of burfi per kilogram? That is not per kilogram, but in the total cost, what is the contribution of burfi? That is, suppose I have taken milk cake over here, so further I will take milk cake over here. It's 2%. So 2% of 25450 is around 500 rupees, right? So 2 kilogram, I'm sorry, this 5 kilogram milk cake, the weight is 5 kilogram, and the selling price, that cost price of that 5 kilogram is around 500 rupees. Okay, so this is how the calculation is done. Now let's take questions one by one. Friends, to discuss various time saving techniques and maybe smart techniques or short techniques, whatever you say, I have taken 10 questions based on these pie diagrams. So I'll be discussing various techniques, but just listen to me carefully and try to understand each and every concept or maybe technique, right? Now, what is the first question? At what rate does the shopkeeper sell Kalakan? Now we have to find out the selling price, that is maybe we can say this per kilogram price of Kalakan, right? Now just see here carefully. See, total weight is 250. Out of this 250, Kalakand is contributing 10%, right? So 250, 10%. So what is 10% of 250? I just write it over here as it is. It's 250 into 0.10. That is 10% of 250. That is the quantity, right? If the total cost is divided by the quantity, we will be getting the rate per kilo. Now what is the total cost that is arrived by, that is the total amount that is arrived by selling of Kalakan, that is 17% of 25450, right? So it's 25450 into 0.17, right? Now let's see how do we calculate that, right? I just can remove the decimals from both the places. Now, if you have zeros in denominator, do not touch them, just put them aside, because in actual calculation, zeros do not contribute anything, right? We just have to place the decimal at the proper place, right? So I just take this 0 from here and put it over here, right? Now I have 25450 by 25 into 17 to calculate. I'm not calculating this. This will be used to just put the decimal at the right place, right? Now 25, I just divide it 1, then 0, then 25, ones are 25, 200, sorry 20, and 0, that is 25, 8s are 200, right? So it's 1018 into 17 that we have to calculate. Now after that, instead of doing the full calculation, we have two choices with us. Either we can go for the digital root concept. Now how do we do that? It's our calculation is exactly 1018 into 17, right? So what is the sum of the digits over here? It's 8, 9 and 10, that is 1 only. And what is the sum of digits over here? It is 7 plus 1, that is 8. So in all, the digital root over here is 8, right? Now our answer should be having the digital root as 8, because we are asked the question in complete number, no approximated value is asked, right? So our answer should be having digital root as 8. Now just see, you can always eliminate 9 if you have to get the digital root. So it's 9 is cancelled, 8 and 6 14, that is digital root is 5 over here, so it cannot be the correct choice. Similarly 7 and 3 10 and 11, that is 2 plus 6 8, we are having digital root 8 over here. Now let's see whether we are having anywhere else, otherwise it will be the correct choice. If we are having anything anywhere else, then further one more technique we have to apply, right? So let's hope. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and 5, 15. So digital root is 6. It's incorrect. Then 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 9 is cancelled. Then 6 plus 4, 10. Digital root is 1. And what we want, digital root to be 8. So this is the only option which is having digital root as 8. So this will be definitely correct choice. No need to calculate further, right? Alternatively, what you can do, just observe that the second last digit is 8, 0, 2 and 4. That means it's unique. So if you calculate the second last digit of your answer, then also you can arrive at the correct choice, right? Now how do we calculate the second last number? Just it's 1018 into 17, right? If we multiply, we can calculate the second last digit, but we are not going to calculate the do the entire product over here. Just see how do we do the second last number. It's 8 sevens are 56, 6, 5 we have to carry. Then you just cross multiply these two, right? 7 into 1, 7 plus 1 into 8, 8. So 7 plus 8, 15 and 5, 20, right? So I'll put 0 and 2 will be carried forward. So what is the second last digit? That is 0. So we have this option only with which is having second last digit as 0, because unit digit can also be done, but here the three options are having the same unit digit. We cannot come to a correct choice if we just calculate the unit digit, right? So that's why I calculated the second last digit. So we did two methods, or we discussed two methods to solve to do this calculation, right? One is the digital root concept and other is the we calculated the second last digit, right? So that is actually observation of yours that will make the problem easier and the solution will be easier for you, right?